Hello, hello. All right, so I'm so excited to be on here. I just have a tip of the week. I know I can talk. I know. But I just have an IEP tip of the week for y'all. And this came yesterday. I was talking to one of my friends. I'm actually her advocate. But we've been friends for, gosh, a long time. And we were going through her stuff. All right. And I was like, oh, I got to share this with everybody. And I was telling her, I was like, I got to share this with everybody because this is something that, I'm going to teach you on my membership that's coming out. And I was like, this is genius. Because when I looked it up, it proved everything that I had said. But here's the thing, is she's the one who pointed me to the direction of it, which is why parents are so important to advocates. And when I looked it up and went through the process, I was like, oh, this is something that you guys need to know. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Raven Woods, and I'm the CEO and founder of Autism Mama Rocks IEP. And I help parents like you become the CEO of their IEP meeting. It's kind of funny because I recently started saying it, not because of anything, not because of anybody, but I was like, I'm probably the most hated advocate out there. And, I said that a couple times last week, and I was like, I had thought about it, recently. And I was telling my husband, I just finished eating dinner, and I was telling my husband, I was like, I've been saying that. And I'm like, the crazy part is I'm actually fine with it. Because it's not bad. And I'll tell you what. So first off, post a 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live. Thank you. Welcome. If it's your third plus, you guys are oldies but goodies. You know who you are. Post a 3, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, 2 below. And make sure you tell me where you're from. All right. Where are you from? Okay. The top states recently that I have been an advocate for, I've done 48 states. 48. But I have recently done a lot, and it's the two biggest states, Texas and California. But twice today, I was told that my reputation supersedes me. And so I didn't know really how to take that at first, but one of my clients had said that to me, and she came recommended, and she had said that she was looking for, she's very knowledgeable, and she was looking for someone who was on her side and that would just fight the fight for her, even though she knows her stuff, that she just didn't want to fight the fight anymore. And it made me feel good that my reputation does supersede me in those two states. And it feels good to be the advocate that people don't want to see, because in all honesty, parents don't just say, hey, I want an advocate. They want to go fight for their own children. And so when an advocate is brought in, the reason why they're brought in is because of the reasoning behind it, right? So make sure you post your questions below in the comments. As you can see, there's to grant my streaming on my group, you have to go to that StreamYard.com thing. I will post it for you. You click it, say yes, and then it approves, your little circle picture. It's right here, StreamYard.com/Facebook. And once you do it one time, you don't have to do it again. All right. So make sure you say hello. Post a 1 below if it's your first or third time catching me live. 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. And just say hi. Okay. Tell me if you're on Facebook page, Facebook group. If you're not part of the group, make sure to join the group. And if you're on YouTube. Okay. So here's the tip. All right. So I'm going through a notebook that my friend sent me. She was like, oh my gosh, the documents, it's a lot. I'm just going to mail it to you. All right. So she mails me this huge binder, and she itemized it. And under the service logs, okay? When I asked for FERPA requests, this IEP team was assholes, and they come pick it up, and it wasn't worth the fight for this school. It just wasn't. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Hey Kim, how are you? And this one, it wasn't worth the fight. It was like the end of the year, and right before I took my brain dump and took 2 months off, and I was just like, it's not worth the fight. It's just not. Just go pick the shit up, mail it to me. But per FERPA, they do need to email it to you if you request that. All right. And there's ways around getting the copy. We're not talking about that today, but there's ways around that. So in the service logs, what I like to see. All right, I'm hitting my screen. Hang on one second. Okay. I like to see where it has the date, the time that your child was seen. So session date, the time your child was seen, so 8 to 8:30, whatever it is. And then I want to see a written paragraph of at least what they did, And so in this binder, and Mom pointed this out too, so I was glad that she saw it as well. I want to make sure that there's no. Okay. Okay. So I folded it so you can't see the name. Okay. And so it has, on this one, it has a session. Can you guys see it here? Hold on. Let me see if I can. You're going to see my messy office, okay? So I don't really care, but I want you guys to see this. Let me see if I can take off this background thing. Hang on. Okay, yeah, I can. All right. So can you see here where it has session date, and then she doesn't do shit. All right. And then we have, I'll show you some other stuff. There's more. Okay, so hold on. On this one, okay, it has the date, the time the child was seen, and then you can see where I circled group, and then here, I'll show you this one because this one actually has the itemization. And then it says date, present, time in, time out, minutes, group, and then absence. All right. And then reason for absence. Here's the interesting part. All right. So let me pull this down. All right. So here's the interesting part. Can you see it? All right. So you have a session, present, absent, total time, IEP service hours. Here's the interesting part is you have under group. So it says minutes and then group. All right. This child's supposed to have individual speech. And it says group. And then I said, I haven't seen this. I was talking to my friend and I was like, what does those numbers mean? Group 18, group 2, group 4, group 3, group 7, group 5. Is that the amount of kids in the group? Is that like group numbers or something? It's the amount of kids in the group. Hi, Gina. WTF. Group 18, Group 2, Group 4, Group 2, Group 3, Group 7, Group 5. Only one individual at the top. Okay? Here's the other funny thing. Time in. 8 to 8:25. 8 to 8:30. 8 to 8:10. Child wasn't even at school yet. Interesting. Child wasn't at school yet, but she saw her from 8 to 8:30. Child was, and so when I ask for FERPA documents, these are the things I want to see. All right. Here's the next thing I want to show you. All right. You ready for this? So this one doesn't have a name on it. Look at the bottom. What does that say? SLP Toolkit. Copyright 2022 SLP Toolkit. So I'm like, what's SLP Toolkit? Let me look it up. So I look up SLP Toolkit. Schools don't think you're going to do this. And then I watch these videos on the SLP Toolkit. Pretty cool system, I must say. You literally go in and you can itemize it to the IEP. You can make sure that the whole point of it is for them to be able to abide by the IEP. This SLP Toolkit is some cool shit. And yet, you can tell that when I asked for the FERPA request, they quickly put something together. And when you quickly put something together in honor of dishonesty, things get screwed up. And so this SLP Toolkit, you literally can put in dates. You can put in when you're going to see that child. You can put in individual. You can put in group. Here's what the speech therapist told the parent. Sorry that it says group. I'm really sorry. But the computer, messed it up. The computer messed it up. So I messaged SLP Toolkit today. All right. I messaged them and I said, hey, I love your system. That's actually, it is a really cool system. I could not tell you. I haven't used it. I'm not a speech therapist, but this, and they're still working out their kinks and stuff like that. But this is a while ago, the videos that I saw. And so for speech therapists, this is a really cool system. So your computer doesn't put in group, lady. You did. Because I called SLP Toolkit. Well, I don't really call them. I called them on Messenger. And they said, no, that's not how our system works. You have to go in and you have to itemize it yourself. It doesn't, when you get the system, it's like 18 or something a month. And, you have to put in the date that you saw the child. You have to put in if it's group or individual, and you can set it up to where, say, 1 week, you see the child 3 times and it's, group, or 1 week it's 3 times a week and it's individual. Or, if that twice a week is group and once a week is individual, or vice versa, you put that in like that. And so it's not it just says group, or it doesn't just say, individual. The person setting it up has to put it in there like that. All right. So it's a cool setup so that each of the speech therapists kiddos are set up, so that all the speech therapists do. So it could say Raven Woods has group therapy 3 times a week on Monday, Tuesday, Friday. And then all the speech therapist has to do is go enter in the data, of what happened that day. That's it. So it makes things easier which I think is great. It's actually a really cool system and makes things really easy for speech therapists. But I don't believe SLP Toolkit supports you, Miss Speech Therapist, being dishonest on their program. So, because the child doesn't have group therapy, that's not in the child's IEP. What's in the child's IEP is individual. And then one of the reasons I'm involved is because you put indirect, whatever the fuck indirect means. And, sorry, excuse my language. I'm sorry. I'm really working on my language. I'm like putting money in a jar now because I'm trying to like watch my language. But they piss me off so bad. And I'm like, you know what? My jar is going to be really, really, really rich because like I have had to pay so much money lately. It's not funny. So like Skylar is keeping track of me. All right. My child with special needs and she knows. And so she's 17 now. I took her to see the Lady Gaga concert. She had so much fun. I'm going to have to show you guys some videos. That's her favorite person. And so like she makes me like really put the money in the jar. And so that jar is getting hefty. So I'm working on my potty mouth. Okay. I don't cuss in IEP meetings, but I'm a cusser, like my husband was in the military and it is what it is. Okay. I don't cuss in IEP meetings. Ugh. Okay. I'm working on, you know what? I'm a work in progress. So here's the deal. Date, time, you put how many kids are you can even put how many kids are in the group. You can put group kids together. Like if you have a group, you can name the group. You can say group awesome. And, you put the kids' names, how many kids, and then, the time that you see them and what days of the week. And then you can put by each child, you can put notes. So each child, so for the speech therapist, the group's put together, but then each child is individual. It's so cool. It was a really cool system. Oh my God, my foot's like, I'm like sitting on my foot and it like is totally asleep. So SLP Toolkit, could not say anything bad about it. I mean, I don't know how much about it, other than what I saw on the videos and the cool stuff, and then messaging the person and finding out that all the information on these data sheets has to be inputted. It's not something that just is there. Okay. So this speech therapist who had told the parent that the group, all right, see how it says group and then how many kids? I circled it. That was a mistake. I'm sorry. It was a computer error. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a computer error. You physically went in and put group. Because on SLP Toolkit, it doesn't just pop up group and a number of students all by itself. So you lied directly to the parent. Number 2, the time. Check out the time where it says 8 to 8:30. Okay. Child wasn't even at school yet. Mom, I think told me the child didn't even get to school like 8:30. I think she said. Don't quote me on that. It was around 8:30. But bottom line, 8 o'clock, child wasn't there. Okay. So the tip is ask for your service logs. See if things like this are used, like SLP Toolkit. And then do your homework on them. And you'll be able to see what's accurate, what's not. All right? Is your child getting group or individual? The fact that the speech therapist picked up on the fact that it said group She had already given it to the parent and then caught it and then messaged the parent. Oh, it was an error on the computer side. The computer can't put in group. Only the system of SLP Toolkit, you enter group or individual. Stop lying. Just stop lying to parents. Stop. Stop lying. It's as simple as that. Say, I haven't been abiding by the IEP with fidelity. I've been giving your child group, not individual. We don't have enough staff. Whatever the hell it is, at least freaking be honest. You know, yeah, we're going to hold your ass accountable. But you know what? At least that trust may be there somehow, some way. I mean, just if you're asked a question, just tell the truth. If you did something wrong, own the shit. Don't lie when you know, we're not stupid. We're not stupid. The child got group. And yes, if you're watching this, because I know this district's watching me, I'm taking your ass down for this. Prepare yourselves. I'm getting ready to send the email tonight, and I have encouraged you to get an attorney. I want you to get an attorney. Please. Because you're going to need one. All right. I don't think I've ever put that in an email before. Please get an attorney. Just get an attorney. You need to get an attorney. And I'm not an attorney. I don't want to be an attorney. But this school district needs an attorney. They need someone to at least try to cover their ass because they are exposed. Okay? Mr. Appomattox School District. In a state. I'm not going to say Virginia. All right? Oh my God, my foot is so asleep, guys. It's 9:09. Oh my God. If I stand up, I'm going to break my foot. All right. Let me just bring the table down to me. Okay. So, there's your tip. All right. You want to hear another thing? Don't look at all my documents all over the place. Yeah, my office is a freaking mess, y'all. It is. Look, I'm like, I'm writing a request for due process in Texas, y'all. Look at this shit. I mean, I got these freaking binders. Lord. All right. So you want to hear something else? All right. So I'm working with the school district in Texas. Here's another tip. Things that you need to look out for. All right. Is meeting. I cannot tell you how important meeting invitations are. So many of us overlook meeting invitations. Stop overlooking them. They're so important. Because guess what? A school district could be like, oh, we're not talking about that here today. No, we're not talking about that. Nope, you didn't say you want to talk about your concerns, so we're not talking about that today. That's not in the meeting notice. If it's not in the meeting notice, they technically can say, we're not touching that today. And you're like, what? That's what I'm here for. I'm the one who asked for this meeting. What the heck? I can't talk about my concern. Yeah. If it's not in the meeting notice, they can shut it down. All right. It could be called meeting notice, notice of meeting, meeting invitation, same thing. All right. Here's the thing. I received 8 of these, and from 8/1 to 8/10, I received 8. 8 meeting notices. Why? The date didn't change of the IEP. Why do I need 8? 8. Why? All right, let's see. Let me go over this with you. This is where it gets interesting. So, when I work with a client, and they send me all their documentation and stuff, I don't look at their stuff because I work with multiple clients. I don't look at their stuff until their first 4-hour meeting. So we have a long meeting. We go through everything meticulously. It's where I'm getting the whole picture of parents talking to me. I'm asking a ton of questions. We go through everything, right? IEP, you name it, and I love it. I love it because 1, I get to know the parent really well. 2, I'm going to stop my husband's print because he knows I'm live, and so he doesn't get to print right now. There you go. He's going to be mad at that. So here's the deal. When I go through things, and I'm teaching you all this, and it's actually going to be one of the first things we're going to talk about before we hit going into that meeting in the first Zooms come September, all right, on the membership. And because when you get documentation, you've got to know how to look at it, all right? Because sometimes we get so overwhelmed that, you've got to know how to look at it, all right? You've got to know how to look at it. Me, I'm a printer outer person. Thank God Kim made me go get this Epson ink kind of printer thing because I don't spend any money anymore. I used to spend $200 on ink, and Kim, this is remember when I bought it? This is still the second packet. Okay, so thanks to her, she saved me a lot of money. Okay, because I was getting ink all the time. So 8 meeting notices. All right. Oh, don't forget to share this, guys. All right. So here's the deal. The first meeting notice says, we're going to discuss at your request any educational and related services not proposed below. Develop and or review the IEP. Consider ESY. We're not considering ESY. That's done and gone, but okay, whatever. Review existing evaluation data. No, we're not. Propose or initiate or change the educational placement. No, we're not. Other. All right. So nothing was under other for a while. Okay. Then number 6 comes. All right. Number 6 adds review the schedule of services, consider the student's behavior needs, and consider parents' requests for one-to-one adult support. Then 7 and 8 come. All right. So 7 and 8 add, get this, okay? Oh my God. All right. So mind you, June 3rd, I asked for this meeting. I did for the parent to request evaluations, full formal evaluations, because Mr. El Paso decided to not formally evaluate the student and wanted to put a read on repeat. All right. A read is a review of existing data. All right. That opinion, that subjective data. What you think, I think, they think, we think, all of us think data. That's important, but not to supersede a norm-based assessment. We want to know where the child is presently. And your opinion, my opinion, all of our opinions isn't going to tell us where the child is presently in all factual forms. We need that norm-based assessment as well. We need the whole picture. Because guess what? We are complicated human beings. You, me, our kids, and everybody else in this world are complicated human beings. So when you're talking about somebody, if you don't know the facts Don't talk about them. All right? Stay in your lane and mind your business. All right? So when we're talking here, all right, about a student, and I'm asking you for a formal evaluation, not based on your opinion, because you wanted to put a read on repeat like a broken record, and tell the parent that you don't need an evaluation, you got it, it's all good, because you want to take advantage of minorities and not you. Oh yeah, I'm going here because I am an advocate that does, I would say 75%, 75% of my cases are their first language is not English. And I don't put up with the bullshit. My first language is English. So when I come after you, I promise you it will be straight up English. And the fact that school districts are not taking into consideration when a family, their first language is not English, that means that when you evaluate their damn child, you have to evaluate them with a bilingual evaluator. Oh my God. Did you know that? Because most of you don't. Or most of you don't care and don't do it. I don't care if their first language is, and hold on. Look at this. In the IEP, it states students' first language, Spanish. Go figure. Go figure. Parents' first language, Spanish. Oh, but you never asked them for, or if they wanted someone to be there with them to speak their language. Name just like fell out of my head. What the hell are they called? Someone help my brain. What is it? Come on, Kim. Come on. Help me. Help a girl out. Okay, I got this. All right. I just drew a blank. An interpreter. The school district fails all the time, guys, to say to the parent, would you like, this is all they got to do. This is all you got to do, school. This is all you got to do. Would you like an interpreter invited to the IEP meeting so that everything is clear? Or are you comfortable not having an interpreter? It's completely up to you. That's all you got to do, y'all. School districts. Because this is multiple who do this. If the parent's language, first language, is not English, you have to ask that question. Do you understand? All right, school districts, now you know. Can't screw up anymore. Now you know. Okay? We can forgive you if you didn't know. But once you know and you do it, it's on you. Okay? So, going back. So in meeting notice number 7 out of the 8 that they sent in a 10-day period. All right, and that extra part. Now, mind you, again, remember, I asked for this meeting because I wanted a full evaluation and I wanted the FERPA documents, which they gave that was shit. They didn't have any of the data. And then I asked for an IEP meeting. Okay? Those 3 things. IEP meeting, scheduled. FERPA documents, sent, but they were shit because they didn't keep data. And out of 1,300 something pages, they didn't keep any freaking data. It was just bullshit. And then I asked for full formal evaluations. We asked for the meeting, not you. But get this. This is the audacity. This is what kills me. All right. So, the first meeting notice, like I said, it had the check marks of discuss your request, any educational related services, develop and review the individual IEP, consider ESY. We're not considering ESY because we're not even talking about it right now. You just started a freaking school year. Now we can bring up ESY because you're supposed to at every meeting, but we're not considering shit right now. Propose or initiate educational placement. No, we're not. And other. So this is what it says. It says updated notice of ARD. Okay, this is updated. It's updated now. Number 7 out of 10 days. All right. Review scheduled services. Consider students' behavior needs. Consider parents' requests for one-on-one. Okay, check. We already knew about those, right? Then, here we go. They add an annual IEP. Now, mind you, I asked for this freaking meeting. Then they add review of existing evaluation data, the READ. All right, review of existing data, whatever the frick data that they have. All right, because I haven't received the data, and the IEP is coming up, and they got to get it to me 5 days in advance. So, where's the data? And then review of, this is what they say, LEP instead of IEP. Okay, granted, that's a human error, but I mean, come on now. This is coming from the attorney. Exit criteria. Review LEP exit criteria. I'm going to show you. I gotta not have children's names, so hold on. All right. LEP criteria. All right. Then it says, listen, consider change of placement. So I was like, is that change of placement because she went into middle school, or is that like change of placement? Again, I asked for this effing meeting, and now you're going to make it into an annual, a review of existing data, a review of an LEP, and consider change of placement along with all this other shit. And I'm the one who requested this meeting. Okay. Number 8. Let's look at this one. All right. Here we go. Number 8. Let's see what number 8 says. All right. We're going to talk about number 8. All right. Now, mind you, let's look at this one more time. Okay. Do you see where, don't look at my nails, then I need to fill. Consider change of placement. This came the same day. Number 7 came the same day that number 8 came. Where's that consider go? The consider is gone. The consider went bye-bye within a whole 2 hours. 2 hours. It went from consider change of placement to change of placement. I asked for a meeting to discuss parent concerns and evaluations that need to be done, formal evaluations that need to be done, because this school district, El Paso, decided to put a read on repeat instead of actually evaluating the child to find out where they are. And looked at the child as if they can't make any progress, so why put any effort into them? They're too impacted. No point. You know. But yet I saw video of mom asking her to do things. Put her shoes away, dance. She loves happy birthday. All of these things. She has emotions. She has, the ability to learn. If she can listen to her mom, hear her, receive that information, and go put shoes away, she can learn. That means she's receiving information. But the school district, whatever. They haven't served her. So this is the shit that's happened recently. They haven't served her. I come into play. All of a sudden, oh, we're on the same page. This is what the attorney says. We're on the same page. I think we're all in agreement with one another. The hell we are. I mean, I asked for an IEP so that we can evaluate this child, and you want to sit and come at me with 8 different meeting invites in 10 days, 2, 7, and 8 coming in one day, one saying consider change of placement, the other one saying change of placement, along with you want to combine it and make it an annual, along with you wanting to review existing data, along with you wanting to review IEP criteria. Do you not realize that I actually put in writing on August 2nd, 2022, exactly what that meeting was going to be about? I folded the information, y'all. Okay? I told you. Here's what the meeting's going to be about, peeps. As discussed today, starting at 8 a.m. versus 8:30 a.m. is fine. So I was working with them and saying, hey, no problem. Because they said, hey, can we start at 8 instead of 8:30? Because we think this meeting's going to take longer than 3 hours. That was surprising. So I was like, yeah, cool, no problem. We do request it be 8 to 11 is what they were saying. So I said the parents and I will be attending online. Zoom or Google Meet are perfect. Your written parent request of the IEP meeting outline of why the parents want to meet is not all correct. So that was this meeting notice, but I hadn't gotten 7 and 8 yet. I had not gotten 7 and 8 yet. All right. I said first IEP meeting discussions. I said discuss full evaluations to be completed immediately and the appropriate assessments to do. That's what I wanted to talk about. Discuss parent issues and concerns, and then discuss any amendments that need to go into place until the evaluations are complete and we meet again. I said, please correct the meeting notice and resend it to us. We look forward to a collaborative and productive meeting solely on the interest of the student. Okay? That's what I said. And so when I say discuss full evaluations to be completed, all right, some school districts can come back and say, I see your questions. Hi, Beth, how are you? I will get you. And you too, Kim. So here's the thing is, school districts can come back and say, oh, you didn't get to choose the evaluations that we do. That's the evaluators, up to the evaluators' discretion. Up to their discretion. Evaluators that half the time have never met your child, but it's up to them, to their discretion, based on what? It's the stupidest thing ever. Now, is that the law? Yes, that's the law. That's the law. They technically can. And then you know what I say? Like it or not, yes, this is what I say to parents. Guess what? If they don't work with you on meeting you, and you say the evaluations you want, and there's a reason. Like, I know the evaluations I want for students because I've talked to the parents. I've looked at the data that I have. I've looked at the past evaluations. I've looked at the IEPs. I've looked at the progress reports. I've looked at everything and asked 100 million questions to the parent and pounded their brains, right? So they come up with different information each time I talk to them, because not something that you can just blah on somebody, right? Like things just come to you and you think of stuff like when you're in the shower and you're like, oh, I gotta call Raven and tell her this. Or, there's different things that come up. It's IEP stuff is not just like, bam, here's the story. Because the next day you're gonna be like, oh, I gotta tell her this. Or the next day you may say, oh, I gotta tell her this, right? And so, school districts need to learn to get away from that. Oh, that's all right. We get to choose. It's up to our discretion, because guess what? Half the time y'all pick dumb shit. And, a lot of times they pick stuff that isn't going to show you where your child is presently. And it's going to be this like big clusterfuck. And so you're going to have no clue where your child is. And it's like almost to their advantage. How I interpret it is how it's almost to their advantage. And I'm going to just speak for myself and what I've seen in the thousands of IEPs I've been in and evaluations I've looked at, is it appears that they want to do the evaluations they want to do so that they can portray a picture that isn't accurate. And then when I hear evaluators, and this isn't all, just remember, I'm never thinking all, always, never, okay? But then they want to explain the evaluation in a way that is just not accurate, that leads you to believe other than what really is. I've had people, because, TikTok is short. Follow me on TikTok, by the way. Because TikTok is short. Like, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I try. All right. And I've had people say, oh, well, average is 25%. Okay, well, let me tell you something. Average ain't no 25%. Okay. What it is 25% is where average is, because that is where children all over the United States are scoring, which is what makes it average, because it's a norm-based assessment. Average is 50 if you're looking at a percentile, okay, of 100, out of 100 percentage, okay? And if you're looking at a percentage out of 100, 50 is average, okay? But if you're looking at 25%, which is considered average in some things, it's not really average. Does that make sense? All right, so it's average, but it's not average. So it's average because it's a norm-based assessment of all children of the same age or group or whatever, okay? But it's not average as in they're average within their scoring, that it's normal, if you will. I hate that word. All right. That they're where they need to be. No. Okay. That is not accurate. All right. So do not accept that. All right. Question everything. All right. So on this one case, El Paso, this is going to be fun. It's going to be one hell of a ride. I can promise you that. And it's going to be completely up to you how this ends. Typically, I don't give out school district names. But you know what? The two I just mentioned today, they need a wake-up call. Two small towns. All right. El Paso is a smaller area. All right. I mean, to the point where mom was like, how much do you think they're paying in the attorney? I thought that was great. Where a lot of bigger districts, have attorneys, where this one, it was kind of funny where mom was like, you think they're paying, because this attorney, like out the gate, I mean, all I sent was one email. I didn't even talk to the school district yet. Bam. While your reputation supersedes you, Raven. Okay. All right. Got it. So I'm beyond flattered. I am. Thank you. For a school district to believe and feel the need to get an attorney because I want an adequate and appropriate and an individualized IEP. I don't know what to say. What do you say to that? I'm flattered. Thank you. The school district is scared. Am I really that scary? They don't even want to talk to me. They're going to have to at the meeting. Guess what? The attorney doesn't know that child. So, El Paso, start preparing everybody. Don't forget to tell them what to say. I know they're your puppets. Should I shut up, guys? Maybe I should shut up. I need to shut up. I'm just telling the truth. All right? Here, I'll put my hand lotion on and, shut up for a second. This is like really good stuff. It's like from Pharmacy. Yeah. If Mindy is watching this, yes, I still have this pumpkin stuff. All right, pumpkin cinnamon is what it's called. Smells good. I love anything pumpkin. Anybody else with me? Do you guys love the fall and pumpkin everything? I like pumpkin cookies, pumpkin bread, pumpkin spice at Starbucks, pumpkin everything. All right. Let me look at y'all for a second. Don't forget, post a 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live. I'm really not crazy, guys. I'm really not crazy. But if you want the truth, follow me. All right? I keep it real. For real. I really keep it real. Beth Day, hello. Hi, Cheryl. Thank you. Gina. Okay, so Kim says, sounds like my district that says they were leading my child the first year. It takes a year or almost a year to learn my child. Nope, it's a line of crap. They didn't have to do much. Beth said, similar thing happened to me. They only turned it into an annual, but they spent 90 minutes doing the annual, but never addressed my concerns. Yeah, no, that's not how I work. I'm going to address the concerns first. All right, I'm going to play that shit because here's another tip. Tip number 3. All right, we got to do the SLP toolkit. That was tip number 1, right? And then tip number 2, pay attention to your meeting invitations. All right. Tip number 3. Tip number 3 is this, Beth. In your IEP meetings. All right. All right. Let me go over this shit with you. You guys have heard me read these before, but I have to read it because they crack me up. All right. So I got to crack myself up. All right. This is entertaining for me. It really is because, if I didn't look at things on some sort of light note and try to make something entertaining that is just dreadful, or that's why I needed to take a brain dump this summer. I took 2 months off because I needed a break. I literally needed a break, And, I don't have to get out there and be salesy. People call me when I was on a 2-month break. I don't like that, when people are like that. But now if I have something coming out, I'm going to tell you about it. You either get it or you don't, you know? But I'm not going to put it out there, and I'm not going to, have everybody and their mother tell you how awesome it is. You're going to come find out for yourself. I like big girls and big boys, other people shouldn't have to convince you to do something. You should do it because you want to and you want to check it out. And if you don't like it, leave. Right? I mean, if you got to convince somebody to do something or to buy something from you because, you have somebody stand up and talk about it or say how awesome, a seminar was or whatever, then, your reputation should supersede you, right? So let that carry you, not have everybody else, talk on your behalf of, oh, I went to this training and it was so awesome and blah, 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 blah. I like to see things for myself. I mean, I like hearing other people. I like listening, oh, they're awesome, whatever. But I like making my own judgment call. I don't know about you, but that's how I am. I mean, I'll listen to you, but I'm not going to take your word for it until I find out for myself. That's how I am with the IEP too. It's like, no offense, teachers. I appreciate all of your input and your wise, thoughts and opinions and everything that you bring to the table. But am I going to believe everything as it's said? No, I want the proof. Show me the data. All right. That's just me. So with that said, Beth, in your next meeting, and I'm going to read this to you a second, but in your next meeting, this is how it goes. We address the parents' concerns first. You want to go through introductions. You want to go through everybody's name. You want to go through, do you want your procedural safeguards for the 100 frickin' millionth, 100th millionth, 100 millionth, 500,000th time? No. But if you've never received them, you better get them and you better read them. Okay? If you've never received your procedural safeguards, that's a violation. But number 2, if you haven't gotten them and you're getting them, freaking read them 500 times. But if you've gotten them umpteen million freaking 100th time, I typically will say, nope, please don't give me another one. No, I don't need another one. Parent doesn't need another one. We got enough. All right. And then you move into parent concerns. That is subject number uno. Always. Well, they have to. All right. They got to email it to you before the meeting. They got to email it to you directly after the meeting, or they have to offer it to you in the meeting. They should be offering it to you before the meeting or in that meeting. But they have to offer you your procedural safeguards. And I want to say at minimum once or twice a year. Yeah, that's fine. I am. It's supposed to be given to them, before the meeting or during the meeting, but whatever. If it's right after, no, don't sign the IEP. I mean, don't sign the IEP anyway. All right. All right. So let me give you guys some entertainment. So next time, Beth, you talk about your concerns first. And you say, when the first thing you tell them in an email, the first thing we're talking about after introductions and everything is my concerns. I'm the parent. These are my concerns. These are what is going to bring about topics throughout the meeting. This is what we're talking about first. And it's a non-negotiable. Now, if you come into the meeting and they're like still being jerks and actually having the nerve to say that's not happening, let me tell you something. I will argue with them and there will be no IEP meeting. Some may think, that's waste time. No, it's not. Because guess what? They're going to run all over your ass every single time if you let them. So there has to come a time where you put your freaking foot down and decide that you're going to fight and advocate and not let them dictate to you when you can and cannot provide your concerns about your child, and then want you to wait till the end and then say, oh, the meeting's over. Oh, so sorry. So sorry your concerns could not be, discussed. You can write us a letter, write an email, and put it in IEP. We're not going to discuss it. We're not going to let you contribute as an equal team member, but you can write an email. No, flip that shit, y'all. Flip that. No, y'all write a freaking email. You're going to listen to me first. This is my child. Y'all lost your freaking mind. All right. And that, yes, I say that. Y'all have lost your ever-loving freaking mind. You got some nerve. And you know what? I will say that in an IEP meeting. And guess what? That's probably why I'm the most hated IEP advocate out there, because they don't want me in their meetings. And I love it. Because guess what? A parent that has to hire an advocate, which granted, I mean, that's my job. I mean, I don't want to be out of a job. But at the same time, a parent that has to hire an advocate, there's a reason for that. That means y'all are being assholes. I mean, parents don't say, hey, let me go spend money just because I want to. They don't say that. No, I don't know anybody who says that. Okay. Parents want to advocate for their children. They want to do it. But when they are pushed up against the wall and it comes, how do you say it? Push to shove, shove to push, whatever. Then guess what? They're going to choose their child first and they're going to suck it up and they hire an advocate or a lawyer or whatever. And then you get to deal with that. That's how it works. That's how it works. So, just like my daughter did. My daughter was, I think I've told this story before. She never got in trouble, ever. She's 27. She's a teacher now. She's in her third year teaching and doesn't want to teach anymore. But because of the difficulty with teaching these days, assistant principal was an asshole. And she was walking past him. He had said something, and she was walking by, and I think under her breath, she said he was an asshole or whatever. He ended up hearing her, called me. I just wanted to let you know. She said that I was an asshole. And I said, well, were you? He didn't like that very much. But if you're an asshole, you're an asshole. I mean, if you're nice, you're nice. If you're mean, you're mean. I mean, people are going to call it as I see it. I mean, don't unown it. Own it. I can be an asshole every once in a while. I think everybody can. But don't go bitching about being called an asshole if you're an asshole. Come on now. So really, I know sometimes I crack myself up. But yeah, wait till I'm writing this stupid school, El Paso. And the thing is the attorney and I were getting along. And now I'm not happy. So I'm like sitting on it for a second because I'm pissed off. And then I'm like, an advocate comes into play and now you want to talk about change of placement? You didn't recommend it this whole time. You actually were telling the parent, everything's fine, everything's great. All right, so here's my funny stuff, guys. And then I'm gonna get off here. Okay, this district kills me. All right, so this is what they say. So a topic. This is what we're talking about. Remember, I request. Okay, so these are two different districts. This is the other district. So topic. We're gonna start up. We're gonna have a welcome and participation, introductions, and roles. And we're gonna have desired outcomes for the meeting, an agenda overview, an explanation of the child and parents' rights. And we're gonna have decision-making process and group norms. Fuck your group norms. On social media. There you go. Fuck your group norms. Stop sending me group norms. Stop. Stop. Stop sending me group norms. Let me read you guys these group norms, okay? Mind you, we are adults. Are you 3? I'm an adult. I don't know who the hell you think you are, but you're not going to tell me how to act. You're not. I just don't understand how school districts think for 1 second that they can treat parents like this. Mind you, I'm the advocate. All right. This is the parent you're screwing up a relationship with. I'm just the advocate. I could give a shit about you. This is the parent and the student that you need to build a relationship with that you're screwing up because this dumb shit that you do. All right. So let's just keep it real because you're not being professional. All right. So this is what here's the group norms. Y'all ready? Here we go. Communicate clearly and listen carefully. All right. Communicate clearly and listen carefully. Respect. Okay, I'm going to tell you my response to them. Hold up. All right. So communicate clearly and listen carefully. Here's what I said back. Who are you to dictate how someone can communicate? This is a bit discriminatory because there are those that have difficulty communicating, getting things out, etc. Those that have anxiety, for example, those that get intimidated and threatened by people like you. Shall I continue? And then I said, further, listen carefully. Really? You have some nerve to tell a parent to listen carefully. That is unacceptable. And in your position, because this came from the director, in your position is unacceptable. That was my response. Okay, number 2, group norms. Respect the views of others. Respect the views of others. My response. Thanks again, but no one gets to dictate this. Number 3, share your views willingly. My response. Thank you so much for your permission. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Group norm number 1, 2, 3, 4. Ask and welcome questions for clarification. Ask and welcome questions for clarification. This is on a Google Doc, by the way. So I said, oh, we will and have. You have chosen to ignore them. Why would you ask us to do something that you yourself do not do? Hypocritical, don't you think? Number 5, group norm number 5. Be open to the ideas and views presented. My response. Of course, we expect that and will very much do the same and encourage this and collaboration. Number 6, honor time limits and stay on task. Honor time limits and stay on task. My response. This is freaking hilarious. Did you really say this? Stay on task? Like you would to a student. Am I hearing this right? This one is priceless. There are no time limits on IEP meetings. And I said, again, look up and learn the law. I get you are a small town, but I do not have much tolerance for stupidity. And one would assume, I know it is bad to assume, I know, because many times you're wrong when you assume that a person in your position would be one of intelligence and would carry themselves with dignity and respect and work towards solving problems, not causing them, which is what you've done in this whole process. The end. So you can take your group norms, Appomattox, Virginia, and shove them straight up your ass. Seriously. No joke. Shove them right on up there. Because I don't care what your group norms are. We are adults and we will carry ourselves as adults. We are not bossing you around. Parents are equal team members. Do you want them sending you group norms? Because they're equal team members too. I mean, we can send you group norms to actually be open to the ideas of others and to, clarify questions that are asked that you don't answer. Director of Special Education of Appomattox, Virginia. All right. Respect and review others. You don't do that. What have you respected in the parents? You've done nothing but disrespect the parents. But you want to give me these group norms, or not me, group norms, the parents, the group norms. You didn't give them to me. You gave them to them. The parents forwarded them to me. Because you want to treat the parents like 3-year-olds. So yeah, I'm pissed. You didn't even send this to me. You sent this to the parents. I'm just responding to your dumbasses on their behalf. And you're lucky I'm responding. Dumbass shit. I mean, I feel like I'm dealing with freaking children. I mean, this is stupid. Stupid. We are not children. We are adults. You insult parents when you send this stupid shit. Oh, and y'all, I'm not kidding when I say I really did this. All right, let me show you. Hold up. I don't know how to share my screen. You're enjoying my many responses. What is your name? Sunflowers. Like, what is your real name? And yes, I mean, I entertain myself sometimes, I mean, it is entertaining, I must say. I just can't imagine when they see their faces when they see this. I know. Wouldn't you want to be a fly on the wall? Yeah, this director, I'm telling you, she's a bitch. All right. I'm just going to call it as it is. And she is nasty and she is rude and she is disrespectful and she is just not okay. I mean, I deal with directors all the time and I don't typically call them out, but this one, I don't care. I don't care. She is nasty and she is rude to the parents. She is disrespectful in such a way that is like condescending and acts as if she's better than the parents. I'm like, who are you? I mean, you lied to the parents as it is and told them that you don't provide services over the summer, and refuse the child's services over the summer because you say that you don't do them. That is a freaking civil rights violation. But you literally put it in writing. Yes. Are you on the live? I am. Yeah. Love you.
Put lipstick on cheek.
All right, love you. I mean, this woman's nuts. And then she goes, what does she do? She talks about how we're gonna put together present levels of performance. No, we're not. You haven't even evaluated the child. What present levels of performance? We don't got any. You want to hear a kicker? Mom sent an email saying that she felt that the student needed to be held back in kindergarten because she hi Lily, because she didn't learn last year. And the principal wrote back like all happy and giddy and was like exclamation mark as if they were BFFs. Okay, no problem. I'll make sure and note it kind of thing. Don't quote me on this, but it was like that. Like all happy, giddy exclamation points. Oh, no problem, no problem. As if it's a happy day. This is not a happy day that a parent has to email you and say, we need to hold my child back because she made no progress whatsoever. She learned to count to 5. That's not okay. This is not okay. Nothing about this is okay or worth an exclamation mark other than you guys failed this child. Exclamation. Not, hey, let's hold the child back. Yay. All right, I'm done for the night. All right, good. See, I told you guys. I tried on my tip of the week. So y'all are gonna have to cut me up. All right. 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. Listen to me in the replay or whatever because I can't help myself. All right. So post below and number 1 if it's your first through third time catching me live. Post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. It's always entertaining. And tell me where you are from and make sure to say hello. And if you haven't joined the group, go to Autism Mama Rocks IEP group. You can also follow me on TikTok. I'm going to start back, with some just little videos there. And I'm so glad you guys are joining me. And again, it's always a good time. All right. So, yes, I know exactly the type MS you're working with. I sent you a hello through. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. And yes, Kim. Yeah. I can't wait to tell you guys about the meeting. It should be entertaining. But I mean, yeah, no joke. This director's something else. I mean, the one school, I haven't even talked to the school because the attorney took over. And then the other one, the director's just a joke. I mean, but then again, I'm also, emailing some other people because, other people need to be aware of what's going on here. Something else, right, guys? Something else. Leo, come over here. So A to Z, I've been following you for a long time. It's awesome. Thank you. All right, guys. So I will talk to you soon. I will be going live later on this week. Tomorrow's Friday. So I'm probably going to go live tomorrow. And have a good weekend. Summer's almost up. I cannot believe how fast summer has gone. I cannot believe it. It's crazy, right? Meetings are always entertaining, but only after one has ran around the bush. Yeah, for sure. I agree. Also provide them. I agree. I'm the one who called the meeting and also provided them with an agenda. They should have just addressed my agenda. They never should have tried to put together an annual. Well, here's the thing is you technically can say, well, you're welcome to your annual review, but you're going to have to schedule your own meeting. You definitely can do that because you requested this meeting. I requested this meeting. I don't mind if they want to throw in an annual to kind of get things done all at once. But if you're going to send, all of these different stupid ass documents, and try to, change all the things we're talking about and then not look at Leo and then not even put in what the parents asked for the meeting for, you're out of your mind. Out of your mind, people. Out of your mind. You need to think again. You're dealing with the wrong advocate here. Wrong advocate. Wrong advocate. Do that. Pull that shit with someone else. All right. See if they put up with it. If they put up with it, that's on them. But wrong advocate. Okay. My reputation 100% supersedes me. Okay. So run with that. I don't even know what it is. I don't care. But the thing is you're not going to dictate to the parents. My job is to protect the parents and to ensure that the student gets a adequate, individualized, and appropriate IEP, and where you are providing FAPE. And I don't give you a choice in the matter. You don't have a choice. You will provide FAPE. Okay? You will. So you can make it difficult on yourself or you can make it easy on yourself, but you will provide FAPE. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. I don't care what it takes. You will provide FAPE. And here's the thing. I can take it. I don't got nothing to hide. Bring it. So you will provide FAPE, you will respect the parent, and you will treat them as an equal team member. So if I have to end up being the one that's a bitch, I don't care because you will respect the parent, you will provide the child FAPE, and you will do what's right by that child and put an IEP together that is adequate and appropriate and individualized for that child. And until you do that, here I am. There you have it. All right. You don't want me around? Do what you got to do. Do the right thing. Treat the parents with respect. Give the child what the child needs. Don't half-ass it. Don't lie to parents and say, oh, we don't provide services over the summer. So not only did you lie to this parent and say that we don't provide services over the summer, do you not realize that you basically put yourself out there and said, we are going to violate all children within the district's civil rights because we're stupid? What? I mean, that's just the dumbest shit. Seriously. I mean, who does that? Let me get this trash can. Who does that? Who violates a child's civil rights and literally is dumb enough to put it out there? Basically saying, I've done it for the whole district. I've done it for the whole district. Nobody gets services. We don't offer that over the summer. We don't offer speech. We don't offer OT. We don't offer PT. We don't offer nothing. Nothing. You get 4 weeks of Monday through Thursday. That's all we do. Here you go. Here's your letter in the mail. Y'all are out of your mind. Seriously. Like, school districts have some nerve. You really do. You got some nerve. You got some nerve. You really got some nerve. I mean, it infuriates me. It infuriates me. I'm really not crazy. I'm really not crazy because I'm not. I'm not. I mean, I would tell you if I am, but I'm not. But what I am is passionate about what I do. And I will not put up with people who try to abuse their position. I'm sorry, but you can be the darn superintendent. I don't care. The parent supersedes you. Do you understand? That's their child. Your job is to do one thing. Keep the child safe. Well, okay, two things. Keep the child safe and provide FAPE. Which means you got to have an adequate IEP. You would think that you would support that versus wasting your time telling parents to respect your views and to stay on task and to, make sure that they share their views willingly and that they're open to ideas presented and they honor time limits. Quit wasting your time with that shit and go spend your time providing the child FAPE that you haven't provided. Do that. That would be awesome. Because your time should be spent providing FAPE. Your time should be spent making sure that child's IEP is followed with fidelity. Your time should be spent caring about teachers and investing in your teachers and giving them what they need and what's appropriate so that they can provide for the students. That's where your time should be, not dictating to the parent in email how they should have group norms and how they should act. Use your time wisely, intelligent human beings, and go and do what you need to do, being as intelligent as you are, and take care of the child and the teacher so that they are taken care of. Just a thought. Just a thought. All right. Okay, guys. I will see you later on this week, Friday or Saturday. I will let you know once I wrap up this email. I'm getting ready to send it. And, again, tip number 1, pay attention to the service logs or anything on the bottom of the paper where it says that something's being used, a program or whatever, and then look up that program. IEP tip number 2, make sure you're very well versed and are meticulous in looking at your meeting notices. It could be a meeting invite, meeting notice, notice of meeting. They could be called all different things. So the NOM, that's a notice of meeting. The meeting invite, there's ARD meetings in Texas. They're called different things, the same thing as IEPs, okay? And then make sure that you don't kind of succumb to, this treating you as if you're a child. Don't put up with that. All right. You guys are adults. You guys are trying to advocate for your children, and you don't deserve to be treated like children. And to be, it's a form of disrespect. All right. It's kind of like, let me act like I'm nice, but then here's a really shitty move. It's like, I don't like two-faced people. I don't like people that are just kind of weaselly like that. At least just be transparent, So there it is. All right. And if you ask for an IEP meeting and not them, don't let them dictate to you what that meeting's about. All right. So that's tip number 3, 4. All right. Have a great evening, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.